we would like to say, Carl, welcome. We are so happy to see so many of you to come out and join us as we continue our celebration, our Black History celebration, as we have come to our climax. So I would like for all of you to please sit back, relax, and enjoy the nice program that we have put together for you all. Our person in charge this evening would be my PR person, Ms. LaTanya Hicks, and I will bring her to you at this time.
Thank you, Director Span. Let's give her a round of applause. Doesn't she look lovely today? How's everybody doing? I can't hear you. Today is the last day of Black History Month, and we are so excited that you are here to be with us. We have an amazing program for you, and then afterwards we're going to have some amazing food. Okay? All right? So without further ado, I would like to bring forward for the Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Abraham Cook. And he's also going to do Lift Every Voice and Sing, followed by, we're going to join together. You're right, we're doing it together. He wants to make sure everybody does it with him. And then we're going to have the invocation by Minister Kimberly Morris, followed by a tribute to Charles Moore.
Amen.
Good evening. Good evening. Everyone who will, please stand. And we're going to say this Pledge of Allegiance in faith. Everyone join in with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Please remain standing for the scene of the Black National Anthem. Everyone, please join in. Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let every sound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the darkness has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Thank you so very much.
All right, Kimberly.
Praise the Lord, everybody. I'd like to thank Director Span for allowing me this opportunity, but most of all, thanking God for the heritage that He has stowed upon us all. We have to learn to know who we are and whose we are. There's no shame in the skin that you're in. There's no shame in knowing that you are Black. Be Black and be proud of it. The Black experience is a wonderful thing. We have grown up in this great city. There have been many people in this city that have gone before us that have done great things. Right now, I just like to say this prayer. Father God, we come right now in the mighty name of Jesus. Thanking you for your grace and your mercy. Thanking you, oh God, for allowing us to know who we are and whose we are, oh God. Lord, we ask right now that we will be mindful that you are God and God by yourself. We ask right now, oh God, that you will allow us to teach our children and our children's children our Black culture, oh God. Not to be ashamed of who we are in the skin that we're in, oh God, but come forth because you will always guide us and lead us, oh God. we thank you for every household that's represented on today, oh God, that their black heritage will live on and on and on. God, we ask that you give them strength, clarity, wisdom, and understanding, oh God. Keep them safe. Lord, when they need you, just let them call on your name, because we all are a child of God. I ask right now that you would give us strength in the days to come, oh God, and just let not February be for Black History, but 365 days a year, that we would know who we are, where we stand, and where we come from. Lord, I ask right now that we leave this place, but not from your presence, and when we break bread, we will break bread in unity. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I have the honor and the privilege to do a tribute for an awesome, awesome man that most of us are very, very familiar with. Mr. Charles Moore was a 50-year seasoned professional librarian and researcher information specialist. Mr. Moore worked for the East Chicago Public Library System from 1991 to 2001. In 2002, after venturing out from the East Chicago Public Library for a short period of time, he returned in 2002 and retired in 2017. He served as interim director from 2011 to 2014, again from 2016 to 2017. Mr. Moore was a very soft-spoken person and a man with very few words to say, but when he spoke, you were sure to gain knowledge from what he was saying. He truly had a passion for the work that he did, the patrons of the library, and the library itself. Mr. Moore was known to devote himself and his time to every patron that he worked with. On January 7th, 2018, Mr. Moore gained his wings and went on to glory. He is and truly will be missed. I would ask if we could take this time to have a moment of silence in reverence to Mr. Charles Moore. I thank you so very much.
All right, everyone, I'm back. Black History Month originated in 1926 when Carter G. Woodson announced the second week of February to be Negro History Week. It was met with such great enthusiasm, and in February of 1969, the Black United Students at Kent State University proposed Black History Month. 1 year later, it was official. The first celebration of Black history took place. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Black Experience. Today, we'll seize the opportunity to honor accomplishments, the gifts, and the talents of Black Americans. We will also honor 6 amazing East Chicago pillars who have made incredible strides over the course of their lives. Their selfless acts have not gone unnoticed, and we are excited and thrilled to highlight them today. Without further ado, let's begin the Black Experience. Thank you. All right, we're going to bring up first Kelvin Bride. Powerhouse Youth Community Ensemble, also known as TAG, is a visual and performing arts establishment that has been inspiring youth through the arts for years. Powerhouse is devoted to building self-confidence and discipline. Throughout the years, they have learned that together, nothing is impossible. This organization has been serving this community and surrounding communities for over 15 years. I'd like to introduce at this time, Kelvin Bride and the Powerhouse Youth Ensemble.
All right, I need you all to clap a little bit louder, not for me, clap up for yourselves. All right, now I want you to clap it up for this next group that's getting ready to come up. Let's give it up for them as they come. These are my babies, y'all. And I want to tell you just a little bit about them before they come. Majority of them, this is their first time ever performing, and they said they are ready to perform for you all today. So are y'all ready for them to perform? Come on, let's give it up to them. Let's encourage them. So what we did was we did a project, and what we tried to do is try to teach the youth about Black history. So what we did was we decided to go to South Africa, and we went to South Africa in our minds. We went to South Africa, and they learned about the apartheid, and how and what the children went through during that time. Okay, so I want you all to sit back, relax. If I can get my lights, where you at? There you go. Come on, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Focus, focus, head straight. Now we've come quite a long way to tell the people. So we've come to tell you, is it easy for us Africans in Soweto?
No, it is not easy for us Africans in Soweto.
You know, that was okay for me. But the people really, really wants to know, is it easy for us Africans in Soweto?
No, it is not easy for us Africans in Soweto.
Is it easy for the Africans in Soweto? You have something to say? You tell the people. Tell them, tell them. Is it?
Okay, I got it, okay. It is easy to walk in the shoes of an African in Soweto.
No, it is not easy
to walk in the shoes of an African in Soweto. It is easy to walk in the shoes of an African in Soweto. No, it is not easy to walk in the shoes of an African in Soweto.
So, we must show them. Let's show them what happened on Tuesday. On Tuesday, when the police, when they came to our school.
On Tuesday, the police came to our school and they shot 2 times.
On Tuesday, the police came to our school and they shot 2 times.
On Tuesday, the police came to our school and they shot 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times.
They shot 2 times. Boom. Boom. Unannounced. They just came and they opened fire just like that. And children from all So when we talk to the children, we said it's not time to play in school. It's not time to laugh and joke and cry. And it's not time for that, but it's time that you know that many children lost their life. All they want to do is to learn. But the children, they lost their lives. So today, we say freedom, 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 freedom. Come on, let's put our hands together
Again for them once again. At this time, we're going to have a solo by Kendra Sims. Let's give it up for Kendra Sims as she comes at this time.
Hi, Kendra. How you doing? How you guys doing today? Are y'all good?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to do a little piece on my brother. He's actually my older brother. So I'm just going to sing a little something for you guys, okay? All right. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home. A long way from home. Thank you. Kendra, that was amazing. Thank you again. Or we can turn the lights back on. Can't really see. Forgot my glasses. Well, all right. We're going to start with our first honoree of the night. On May 18th, 1940, a star, servant, mother, mover and shaker, and a woman of excellence was born. She was born unto Henry and Frida Dawkins in East Chicago, Indiana, where she had one sister by the name of Henrietta Dawkins. In 1958, she completed her education at East Chicago Washington High School, where soon after she started her family and brought into this world 3 beautiful children: Reverend Diane Annette Wallace, Stacy Lance Winfield, and Diana Darden. As a mother, she wanted to ensure that she gave her best to her children. So in 1960, she became a nurse at St. Catherine Hospital and then at St. Margaret in 1963. She loved her career and soon learned of her passion for taking care of the sick. So she proceeded to become a visiting nurse in 1969. While she was taking care of the sick, her mom, Frida, was an activist for civil rights in East Chicago.
Sure right.
Soon after her mom's untimely death, she was asked to take the baton of her mom in 1986 became the Human Rights Director of East Chicago. In 1994, God led her back to her first passion, and that was caring for the sick. She would go on to become the first black woman health director at the East Chicago Health Department, where she retired in 2005. Throughout her career, she has made great achievements like becoming a playwright. She has also produced many plays and has even written books. Her books were sold at the National Baptist Conventions, and her plays were seen throughout the state. She has always been a servant of the community and an active member of her church, Zion Missionary Baptist Church. She is also the secretary of her organization, I Too Sing America. Her hobbies are writing, event planning, and enjoying quality time with her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present our first Outstanding Leadership Award to the amazingly talented Patricia Ann Dawkins Dixon Darden. We didn't know that she was being honored today. We'd like you to say a few words too after we take your picture.
No, you didn't. Now, this was a surprise, really a surprise, and I'm almost out of words. First of all, I'd like to thank God for the life that He has given me and the life that I've led and all the people that have been in my life that have supported me over the many years. I thank the East Chicago Public Library and the committee. And as one poem writer said, life for me has not been a crystal stair. It's had tax in it, and it had places where I went in the dark. And a lot of times I was there by myself, but I made it because God was there with me. So I thank you. I love East Chicago. I love each and every one of you. And God bless. To God be the glory for everything that He's doing.
Thank you, Ms. Darden. We appreciate everything that you do for our community as well. At this time, I would like to acknowledge all elected officials and board members that are present. Will you please stand? Thank you. We have the Honorable Judge Sonia Morris. We have School Board Stacy Winfield, Dwayne Rancifer, and we also have our Library Board member, Mr. Byron Duke Florence. Did I miss anyone? Councilwoman Brenda Walker. You didn't stand for me. Thank you all for being here today. Our next performer is a graduate of East Chicago Roosevelt and Indiana University. While at Indiana University, she studied theater and dance and participated in local and regional theater dance companies. She is a former Indiana University Red Stepper and a former Chicago Bulls cheerleader for the Lovables. She is an accomplished speaker, commentator, playwright, actress, director, model, choreographer, and trained dancer. She has studied dance exclusively under noted choreographer such as Iris Rosa, Paula Abdul, and the late Michael Peters. She has also served as artistic director and choreographer for several churches throughout the community in the Chicagoland area. She has followed her passion, having over 25 years of dance experience. Her noted faith scripture is 1 Chronicles 4:10. Oh, that you would be blessed. Oh, that you would bless me indeed, and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil. Ladies and gentlemen, performing in the category of Creative Fine Arts, the lovely Elder Cheryl Frith Rowe. Thank you, Cheryl. That was beautiful. All right, so we're on to our next honorees. Our next honorees are well known in the East Chicago community. They are a non-for-profit organization that was organized exclusively for charitable, religious, educational, and scientific purposes to enhance the lives of young and old residents of the Calumet community. The organization also promotes togetherness, excellence, and education. 24 years ago, it was founded by Mr. Tony Butler, along with 16 other residents from the Calumet community, including Audrey Jackson, Randy Artis, Councilwoman Brenda Walker, and Arthur Kendrick, to name a few. The flagship of their organization is Calumet Day, which initially began with book clubs and festivities where members from the Calumet community, past and present, enjoyed fellowship with one another. The celebration has since developed into a 3-day weekend event. Last year, over 3,500 people participated. 9 states were in attendance to celebrate class reunions and family reunions. Over the past 10 years, they have awarded over $10,000 in scholarship funds for past and present students from the Calumet community. They have also honored legends, businesses, star achievers, athletes, men and women of the military, police officers, firemen, and 34 educators of excellence. They have honored seniors during their annual prayer breakfast, as well as several other wonderful events. They have been the recipient of various awards from other organizations and elected leaders and officials from the city of East Chicago and surrounding communities. They state, no work has gone unnoticed inside or outside of our community. With 24 years of serving the Calumet community, I would like to present the Outstanding Leadership Award to the Concerned Calumet City Citizens Committee. Please come forward. Let's give them a round of applause.
receive this award from this outstanding group, the Calumet Committee Citizen Organization. Without you all, what happened? This award not only for the 4 C's, this award is for all the past residents and the present residents of the Calumet community. One thing we believe in is supporting our youth all the way up to our senior saints. We would like to thank the foundation, called Baba Foundation, and our honorable, outstanding Mayor Copeland. We want to be assisting. We'd also like to thank this great library staff, this awesome board of librarians, the awesome board of directors, and last but not least, this phenomenal black woman from Calumet of Vernon Street, new director. Take this to another horizon. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Artist. Our next performer was the winner of the East Chicago Public Library's 2017 Poetry Slam. His inspiring words touched the heart of every listener in the room. He is very talented and humble. I remember at the Poetry Slam, I asked him to take like 12 selfies because I couldn't get my hair right, and he just was so humble to take all of the selfies that I needed him to take with me. Anyway, Amarion Allen is from East Chicago, Indiana, and attends East Chicago Central High. In the next 5 years, he wants to be able to take care of his brothers, and be a successful rap artist. Performing his latest piece entitled Culture, I'd like to introduce the young and talented Mr. CEO.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. And this is my poem. I titled it Culture. Dr. King died for our culture. He did time for our culture. They look at us as vultures. I look at us as soldiers. Don't judge me because my color. I sit at the front because of Rosa. I walk up in the store with my hoodie on. They follow me around. And really, I just came to buy a soda. Every night I go to sleep, I pray that I get older. I'm scared for the life when the police put me over. Discriminate us because the color of our skin. I mean, of course, yeah, I might be a little darker than you is, but I still bleed like you bleed, and I breathe like you breathe. And Martin Luther had a dream that we would all unite, but you discriminate me. Why? Because I'm black, you white, and when I add it all together, it's not sounding right. Culture.
It's time for another honoree. Are you guys ready? Yes. Our next honoree is just a great all-around person. He was born and raised in Laurel, Mississippi, and he is the 11th of 13 children. He attended Alcorn University in Lorman, Mississippi for 2 years before his parents relocated to Indiana. He is a graduate of Indiana University where he earned his BS in management. He also attended DePaul University, American Institute of Banking, and the University of Oklahoma School of Banking. He would go on to earn his Master's of Business Administration and Finance. He is married to the former Captoria McCrane, and they are the proud parents of the late Rosalind Weems. As an East Chicagoan for the past 52 years, he has spent 32 of those years as the Senior Vice President of the First National Bank of East Chicago and Vice President of National City Bank. In 1999, he retired from National City Bank to work for the City of East Chicago as the Coordinator of Community and Economic Development. He has served as an officer and member of many clubs, including the East Chicago Urban Enterprise Association, the East Chicago Board of Public Works, the East Chicago Plan Commission, the Community Development Foundation, the Lottery Commission, the Catherine House Boys and Girls Club, the Harbor Area Community Development Corporation, oh my God, the East Chicago Exchange Club, the East Chicago Chapter Black Expo, the East Chicago NAACP, the East Chicago African American United Way, and Healthy East Chicago. He is a very loyal and faithful member of New Zion Temple Church, where he serves as a deacon and superintendent of Sunday school. He is known for his friendliness, compassion, kindness, and humility. In 2001, he was recognized with the highly distinguished honor of East Chicagoan of the Year. In 2015, he assumed the role of interim director for the Foundations of East Chicago after serving as a board member since its inception. To a man whom his wife refers to as Big G, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present the Outstanding Leadership Award to the distinguished George Weems. Come on, Big G.
Cantoria. Cantoria.
You done tricked her.
After 51 years, I thought we were real friends. Praise and honor to God and to our executive director and Mr. Ceremony and to the library board and the committee. Thought enough to really put me among these great people that have been honored tonight. I am really humble. I really and truly am. Being born in Mississippi and when we do Black History, but let me tell you this, you know, I'm really supposed to be in church tonight. I'm all dressed to go to church. And my wife tell me, well, let's stop by the library because Tanya has something for me. And I said, oh, okay. And so when we get here, she said, we're going to have to wait a minute. We might be a little late getting to church. And now all this happened. Well, I'm really truly honored. But I want to say something that when we have Black History Month, and this always comes to me, and today is the 28th. And probably many of you do not remember this, but I remember as a child growing up in Lawrence, Mississippi, and I was 13 years old at that time. Well, I'm going to be 13 in October at that time. And there was a young man by the name of Emmett Till. Yeah. And on August 28, in 1955, Emmett Till was lynched. And as a boy, 12 years old, and getting ready to become 13 in October, and I went to my mom, and I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand what was going on. And so I asked my mother, I said, Mom, why would they do this to Emmett Till? I said, why, Mom, why? I said, he hadn't done anything. And so she sit me down and she said, you know, let me tell you, son. She said, not that Emmett Till made a mistake. Others made a mistake. So they don't even know what he did. He went to a grocery store, and there was someone there of another color, and she said he either whistled at her or said something out of the way. And I said, Mom, but what does that mean? And she said, one day you understand that when you grew up as a boy in Lawrence, Mississippi, that you have to be very careful that you don't flirt with other people. And she said, but one thing I want you to understand, son, and I will always remember this, trusting God with all thine heart, and lean not to thy own understanding. She said, in all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct thy paths. And I've lived on that all my life. Whatever happened in my life, it's all because of God. And I cannot turn away from that. I will always believe that. On tonight, as we sit here and I heard someone say, Black History is 365 days a year. 366 days in a leap year. As we sit around here, we have to remain engaged in what we're doing. There's so much that is going on. Our young people are being killed. Our young people are being discriminated against. And so what we have to do is we have to begin to teach them. We have to fight the good fight that Paul talks about. And so one day, God will be able to tell us, well done. Well done, my good and faithful servant. I want, as we stand here tonight, and we just want to thank God for all he's done and all he's going to do. And you all forgive me, but I just have to do this. And I know my wife is going to get upset with me and kill me, but I just have to do this. Thank you, Lord. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. You've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. I just want to thank you, Lord.
You know, I just love when Mr. Weems sings. I've known him for a while now. He's a very, very special person. But one thing that I did want to highlight today is Mr. Weems and his bride. February 11th, 51 years ago, they tied the knot. And today we want to celebrate you. Happy anniversary. Y'all got to stand up real quick and do a little dance, a little twirl or something. Come on. Come on. Come on, Mr. Lecter, dance with me. I love you. I'm sorry, Miss Weems. Don't kill me. I love you, though. Our next performers are products of a creative arts center founded in the belief that movement and dance-centered learning can help children acquire skills, discipline, and confidence to achieve academic success. East Chicago resident Gregory Brookman helps instruct the arts-infused dance that work to engage kids. Here to perform in the arts with African dance, I'd like to present Dance Excel.
Thank you. Hey, hello, good morning. Yeah, we gotta hear from Dance Excel. And what the young people are doing right now are passing out. Y'all can't hear me?
No.
Can you hear me now? Okay. What the young people are doing right now are passing out pluggers. They're passing out flyers for our up and coming production called Spirit of the Bell Bob Tree that we'll be presenting on this coming Friday. We have a 9 p.m. matinee show and a 7 p.m. Evening show. This story takes us through our history. Oh, that must be the bad spot right there. It details our history. It comes all the way back from slavery all the way up to modern times. It's about a young boy named Jelani and his travel through time in order to discover his history, because he doesn't realize that in his neighborhood that he grew up in, that people that looked like him came from kings and queens, were doctors and lawyers, were pilots, who surgeons, had a background. Many of these young people today didn't even know a lot of their history. These young people are from various schools from our community, Hammond, Crown Point, Maryville. Most of these are honor students. None of these young people are drinking. None of these young people are smoking. A lot of times you look at the news today, because if you looked at the media today, you wouldn't, if you didn't know any of these young people, your only image of them would be trouble. That they all are committing crimes, that they all are substance abusers and different things like this. But these young people come in the studio every day and they put in hard work. We demand excellence, we command excellence, and we expect excellence. If we put an expectation on our young people, they will rise to it. If you expect C-level work, they're going to give you C-level work. Many of these young people are, like I say, excel not just in the arts, but in academics as well. So I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to move forward, because we do have a rehearsal we got to get to after this. That's my cousin Marley, y'all.
give them another round of applause. That was amazing. Our next award recipient left us far too soon. Miss Toni Blasingame Smith was born on March 24, 1951 in East Chicago to the late Albert and Mildred Blasingame. She was the oldest of 7 siblings. She graduated from East Chicago Washington High School, class of 1969. Toni married Pete Smith, and to this union brought 3 children, Ebony, Aaron, and Bree, along with 6 grandchildren, Raphael Jr., Aaron Jr., Alana, Jazare, Caden, and Jaden. Toni was a faithful member of the Living Word Christian Center in Forest Park, Illinois, under the leadership of Pastor Dr. Bill Winston. At the time of her passing, Toni was the director of Moms Taking Charge. The East Chicago community that experienced her witnessed a woman of true class. She has touched many lives on a local and global scale. Her community development included Girl Scouts of America Fundraising Gala community member, Communities and School board member, Field Elementary School Active State INSAI board member, St. Catherine's Scholarship Committee member and chair, Prevention Coalition Board of Directors member, American Heart Association Project Coordinator, Project REACH Board of Directors member, Lake County United Way Site Review Panel member, Allocations Chair, Healthy East Chicago Executive Board of Directors, Mayor's Youth Council Board member, Faith Temple Community and Human Service Corporation Board member, Black History Community of East Chicago Board member, Pennsylvania Community Center Board member, St. Catherine's Hospital Community Relations Board member, St. Catherine's Hospital Annual Support Foundation member, Field Elementary School Parent Coordinator, Field Elementary School Community Liaison, and the East Chicago Public Library Board member. In 2005, Toni successfully organized and implemented an international community walk-run marathon to raise funds for scholarships and the shipment of medical supplies to Monrovia, Liberia. I had the pleasure to call her my spiritual mother. She was a beautiful person with a very big heart. Everything she did was with elegance and style. Her sophisticated touch made everything much better. It's never easy to lose someone of such magnitude, but her spirit will live inside of the lives of the people that she touched forever. Something I wrote about her, everything that she did was with grace and with love. I just prayed that someday I could be half the woman that she was. I would like to present the Outstanding Leadership Award posthumously to the beautiful Miss Toni Smith, here to accept the award on her behalf, her husband and life partner, Mr. Pete Smith.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the selection committee and the library board and everyone associated with Black History Month, and especially tonight. I have with me Toni's sister and my daughter, Ebony, with me to hold me up on this. And we accept this honor on behalf of Toni. And we would also like to make an informal announcement that Toni will be, the family is going to be giving scholarships in Toni's honor. We're gonna give 4 scholarships to graduating high school seniors, and starting this year, June. One of Toni's passions was talking to young ladies about the importance of getting an education, the importance of self-esteem, the importance of not letting these young slick fellas talk about everything they got. So, in her honor, on March 24th, and you'll be getting more information on that, we're going to be giving annually 4 scholarships from Tony Blassingame Smith. I've got other family members back there. If you guys would just wave your hands. Blassingame family. I got the matriarch of the family, Miss Shirley Benz Ellis, is with us tonight. So give her a hand, please. And we want to thank you all.
Thank you. I am the dog brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh. And I eat well and I grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I, too, am America. The I, Too poem was written by Langston Hughes in 1926. It demonstrates a yearning for equality through perseverance while disproving the idea that patriotism is limited by race. Our next poet delivers his poetry in a like manner that pushes, urges, and stirs the souls that it touches. He was born in Chicago and raised in Pembroke, Illinois. He holds a BA degree from the University of New Hampshire and a master's in language and literature from Governor's State University in Illinois. He has published more than 26 titles, 6 of them coming in the last 7 years. His recent award-winning best-selling children's book, Thank You and Please, is a family favorite. His success manual, How to Feel Good About Yourself, has often brought readers to tears with its cathartic messages. He is an accomplished poet, a down-to-earth, no-nonsense motivational speaker. He writes what he feels, and he hopes you feel what he writes. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present author, poet, Yusuf Ali El. He's taking his time to look at it.
Good evening. Good evening. I want to thank this beautiful young lady. It's not the first time she has invited me to this wonderful library. There's a poem she asked me to do. I was watching something on television one night, and Aretha Franklin was doing a tribute to Carole King. It was when the Obamas were still in the White House, because I saw Michelle and Barack in the audience. And they came in, the camera came in close on Aretha, and I just thought to myself, you know, Aretha's kind of old, you know, as though I'm a spring chicken. But the voice was like vintage Aretha. And that night, while I slept, a poem came, didn't wake me up. It came to me in my sleep. I woke up, called a friend of mine, I said, look here, write this down. Move in for the close-up. I'm not 60 anymore. Don't Photoshop these worry lines. They are ribbons from the war. These bags you see beneath my eyes are where unshed tears are stored. But I was much too tired to cry. Tear ducts, too weak to pour. Each wrinkle has a resume, a wartime tale to tell. They are letters from the love I met in heaven and in hell. Move in for the close-up. I have a poem called Stars and Stripes, Red, White, and Blues. Some of my European friends don't understand why some of us don't get all tingly about the Star-Spangled Banner. When my children were in school over at Gavitt in Hannah, they were kicked out of band because I would not let them play the Star-Spangled Banner. Go home, Google it, and read it. There's a verse that alludes to keeping us in bondage. Francis Scott Key was a slave owner. I cannot sing the Star-Spangled Banner. However, I did do a tribute to it. I too often lost in blue. First, let me tell you, for the head of household, man, woman, uncle, auntie, you carry a lot. We carry a lot. Can't let the children see how we really feel. It would tear them up. If they come home and they see dad over in the corner on his knees just crying and sobbing, no blood, no bruises that they can see. So we hold all of this inside. Well, I'm going to let it out. I too often lost in blue, fight to withhold my tears from you. If only once you see me break, I don't believe we could take. You seeing me, scared, scarred, broken, centuries of fear, suddenly spoken. I too grow weak in the knees, that flag unfurled in the breeze. Stars and stripes say different things, depending on whose chorus sings. The stripes that fill you with awe are not the stripes my people saw. For us, stripes came from whips, stars we saw when skulls were split. Red the blood that oozed and poured, white the meat of open sores. And you want me to salute because you cherish this bloody cause. And I wrap it up with one of my favorite poems. I wrote this for a young lady who, they had money. But her son is about 45 years old. They bought him a condo. He just couldn't let crack go. And I was in real estate then. And I did what you're not supposed to. I became personal. You know, her story touched me. So I went back to ERA Realty one day and I wrote to Mrs. Hughes, God is on his throne today. He did not take a rest. He's doing things in his own way. For surely God knows best. Rain, clouds in the sky someday. We may not see the sun. But we know that in his special way, God knows what we need done. His clouds are invitation to use our spiritual eyes, to see past all limitation and discern his plan divine. And if the clouds somehow remain day in and day out, our faith shall rise up and proclaim God is God, there is no doubt. So listen to truth's trumpet sound as the saving grace reveals. All is illusion we have found, and only God is real. Thank you. Let's clap where we are. Let's clap our hands. Let's go. Thank you, and please.
see those smiles, so yes, you did. All right, our next honoree is a man on a mission. He began his road to success by receiving his education in the East Chicago public school system, attending Field Elementary, Joseph L. Block Middle School, and East Chicago Central High. While attending Indiana University Northwest, he began working at Foot Locker as a sales associate. A few credits shy of his degree, he made the decision to focus full-time on his career at Foot Locker, going on to earn numerous awards in sales, management, and leadership, achieving much success by moving up the management ladder to district manager in training. At this time, his entrepreneurial spirit began pulling him towards his life's purpose, leading him to start a real estate investment firm. He began purchasing investment property throughout Chicago and Northwest Indiana, and successfully navigating the real estate wave until the national crash in 2008. While severely impacted by the sudden downturn of the market, his spirit would not be extinguished by adversity. Instead, using all the sales, management, and leadership experience garnered at Foot Locker, he started WAWG Communications as prepaid cellular service retailer for Boost Mobile. Operating upwards of 30 stores in Chicago and Northwest Indiana, with the flagship store based in East Chicago, he earned recognition and awards for top sales. Ever brave and never defeated, using profits from WAWG, he reignited his real estate investment firm, again acquiring investment properties, including several homes in East Chicago. In March of 2017, partnering with long-term childhood friend Dietrich Ross, R&R Caribbean Jerk was born, and soon after, in November, Exhale by R&R opened its doors. Both ventures are wildly successful in providing quality food and services to the East Chicago area. In the midst of his business and financial success, understanding that education should be a priority, he completed his bachelor's degree in business management and leadership from Crossroads Bible College, magna cum laude. Throughout his entrepreneurial journey, there was one Bible verse that was kept at the forefront of his life. For unto whomsoever much is given of him shall much be required. Luke 12:48. This verse is the fuel behind his philanthropic endeavors, which spawned his participation in Jobs for America's Graduates, a multi-year program targeted at-risk high school juniors and seniors. The program ensures successful completion of a high school diploma or GED, acquisition of employable skills and gainful employment, and or entrance to post-secondary school. He sits on the board of Foundations of East Chicago. He is a sponsor of the annual EC Holiday Toy Drive, and he has coached middle school basketball, and he provides second chance employment for residents of East Chicago. In addition, in 2015, he was elected to the East Chicago School Board. Whether in business or philanthropy, he is dedicated to improving the lives and communities he comes in contact with. As a family man, he imparts these principles and goals unto his children to ensure his work is carried through and his legacy lives on, and the East Chicago community continues to receive the support it deserves. To whom much is given, much is required. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present the Outstanding Leadership Award to the man on a mission, Dwayne Ransford.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank God, who's always put me in a position to provide for my community. Like Latanya so eloquently spoke of earlier, that my drive behind me is Luke 12:48. For whom much is given, much is required. So I never looked at it as doing anything special or extraordinary, but a God-given responsibility, and that leads me to just continue to drive and do things for my community. So I'd just like to thank everybody, the staff of the Chicago Library, as well as everyone who participated in this, and the ones that preceded me, because without them, honorees before me, I wouldn't be here today. So I thank you, and I appreciate everyone for considering me for this award, and thank you very much.
Thank you, I think it's Tuss. Do they call you Tuss? It's Tuss? I can never say that. I'm sorry for messing that up. Our next performers wowed the crowd when they gave an amazing line dancing class earlier this month at the East Chicago Public Library. One thing that I love about Maxine Simpson is her humble spirit. I was on the phone trying to get people to come and debate prices, and she said, you know what? We're going to come in and we're going to do it for you for free. You know, and that is the most amazing thing that can happen when somebody say F-R-E-E, okay? So we appreciate that. I contacted her, and she came through. So today she's going to do a number for us, and it's going to include the crowd, right? You're going to do something, and then they're going to do something, not today. We're not including the crowd today. But she's going to come before you to give a few words before she gives her selection.
Good evening, everyone. She's such a darling, isn't she? Okay, I am Maxine Simpson, and I am a line dancer. Well, I'm a dancer. And I've been teaching line dancing now for over 10 years. I started it because I had gained too much weight, which I've done it again. And so I was teaching the Fury for a couple of years just for the exercise. You know, and that's what dancing is, right? Exercise, right? And we are also a social group. We perform all over the county, all over the state. We have performed in St. Louis, Indianapolis, and like she said, we do it free. So that's one thing I believe in doing is giving back, okay? I like to see people enjoy themselves and be happy, all right? So I have classes 3 days a week. I do have some flyers. So if you're interested, you know, you just pick up a flyer from us before you leave and just come out and exercise and have fun and enjoy yourself, you know. We also, like I said, we're a social group too. We go to movies every month. We go to plays and we perform all over, okay? So we'll just do one number unless you all beg and then I get you all up.
We're just going to have Madeline and Sanford Span come up and do the dance with them. Come on out. You've been chosen. That's okay. She said that's okay.
April Fool. A whole month early. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, come on. All right, now one thing I really enjoy is my dancers. You know, they follow me all over. This is something, like I said, I love to do. But then I have a good group right up here in the front. Good group that follows me. And we have men's too. So our group is called Jazzy Ladies and Gents. So this is just a few of us. We have quite a few of us, around 30. So I'm going to call out the moves a little bit.
All right. Good.
The name of the dance is called Unblessed. Yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. And 10. Every day is feeling just like what you find. Rock it. Green light, everything's coming down. Running clean. Up and down. Just like the ball. If you see it's easy, y'all. Tap it. Giving praise. Listen to what I got you. Cross down kiss. I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes.
laughing hard, barbecuing, waking up the whole house. Music loud, turning down. Little kids are breaking out their bus. Life is good, really good.
Those are my chances are very easy. Say it.
I gotta say, I rock it. Change. You're the reason that I am like this. Ain't gon' lie, but I don't try to thank the Lord up above. And if you wonder why I'm loving life, come closer, I'll tell you what's up. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed. Yes, living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. Yes. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed. Yes, living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. 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 Over your head, bringing home the bread. Got your family fed. Oh, 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 you're bad. Sunshine, I'm so free.
I see somebody in the back there. Moving with us.
God's been good to me. Oh, 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 I'm blessed. Yes, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Oh, yes, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed. Yes, living every moment, no regrets. Talk on my face, I'm like, oh, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. 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 I'm blessed, y'all. Oh, 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 I'm blessed.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Like I said, come on and join us. I teach from 8 to 80. Even though I have a couple of 80-something, so just come on out, okay? It's a lot of fun.
Let's give them another round of applause. You enjoyed that?
Oh, yeah.
I know you enjoyed that. I wish I had moves like Miss Maxine Simpson, but I don't. Our last award recipient has made history with her appointment as a library director of the East Chicago Public Library in November 2017. Marla Katrine Spann was born on August 17, 1967, to Sanford and Madeline Spann. She has two siblings, Bridget Spann Edwards and Sanford Spann Jr., two children, Shimona Taylor and Jeffrey Taylor, and two grandchildren, Adrian Askew and Jamar Taylor. Hey, Jamar. Hey, girl. That's her granddaughter, Adrian. She is a graduate of East Chicago Roosevelt, class of 1985. For the last 26 years, she has been employed at the East Chicago Public Library. She has also worked part-time for the past 4 years with Teens in Action Dream Obtainers, TIA, which is a community social service program servicing participants in northern Indiana and the Chicagoland area. Before taking on the position with TIA, she worked part-time at Ivy Tech Community College Library Northwest as the cataloger for the Northwest Region Ivy Tech Libraries. Her first experience working in a library was for 2 years at Vincennes University as part of a work-study program. She then transferred from Vincennes to Indiana University's South Bend and then worked in a library for 1.5 years, also under a work-study program. It was then that she realized how much she enjoyed working in a library and wondered how it would be like to work in a public library. Although still very apprehensive and undecided about her career, in March 1991, she began a very eventful and unexpected journey into professional librarianship at the East Chicago Public Library. Over the years, she was very determined to complete her college education. She had to overcome many obstacles, and in May 2010, she received her Associate of Science degree in Library Technical Assistant, LTA, with a concentration in Children's Services from Ivy Tech Community College. Then following, in May 2012, she received her Bachelor's of Science degree in Organizational Management from Calumet College of St. Joseph. And then in May of 2014, she would go on to receive her Master's in Library Science from Indiana. Give it up for her, give it up for her. She received her Master's or MLS from Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, with a concentration in cataloging. Continuing her drive and wanting more for her career, she applied for the director's position, and on November 1st, 2017, the East Chicago Public Library Board of Trustees appointed her to be the director of the East Chicago Public Library. She is a hard-working parent and grandparent that is family-oriented. Much of her free time is spent with her grandchildren, especially little Jamar right there. She also enjoys reading and traveling. She is a strong advocate of quality education and lifelong learning. She believes that the library is a place for individuals seeking to develop themselves, and it is a place for families to come to learn and internalize the best values that culture has to offer. As director, she will continue to strive to provide the tools of opportunity and excellence for patrons and residents of East Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present the Leadership and Service Award to an East Chicago history maker and the first Black woman library director of the East Chicago Public Library, Director Marla Katrine Spann. In presenting the award to her is her grandson Jamar, her mother Madeline, and her father Sandra.
Well, they say that I'm a part of history.
You are.
It's a blessing from God. I thank God for the many blessings He has bestowed on me to allow me to have the endurance to complete my education. I came into the library saying, I'm not going to be here long. You don't have to worry about me taking your job because I'm not going to be here long. I said that for several years. And then I decided that I would go on, since this was the career that found me instead of me finding it, and get the education that I needed behind me to do the work that I was already doing. I have worked every department in this library except for one. And I do that well anyway. Because I can clean. But I do thank LaTanya and the rest of the committee for honoring me this evening. I thank all of you for coming. I thank my family that are here. I thank the class of 1985 from East Chicago for coming out also to support me. We are going to be doing a lot of great things here at the library. Tomorrow marks the start and the transformation of the East Chicago Public Library under the directorship of Marla Katrina Smith. We have a lot of things that we are putting in place, and I'm asking that all of you not just come for a program, but to come and get what, Adrian? A library card.
Yeah.
Get your library card, participate in our programs, and if you will come out and participate with us, we will honor you for doing such things as coming to a program, checking out a book, having a library card. We're starting computer classes. We will have computer classes to the simplest computer things that you need to know to the most advanced. So we're asking you to come out and participate with us. One thing that I will always say, and my best friend is Minister Morris, the one that gave the invocation. And one thing that I always tell her when we're in the midst of a conversation and things get crazy, I say, just go read. Read a book. If you read a book, it'll take you places that you've never been before. It'll use your imagination. You can dream to be on that island that you really would like to go to. Reading a book will have you have the friends that you really don't need, but you always wanted. Reading a book will educate you. It will take you very far in life. It will help you to avoid someone getting over on you. Don't let people just tell you this, thus, and that. Pick up a book and read it. And if you notice, I didn't say Google it. Come to the library, get the book, read it, and do the research yourself. So I thank you all, and I hope you enjoyed the program, and I'll turn it back over to Ms. LaTanya Hicks.
Don't forget your award. You should have received the winter edition of our newsletter, which comes out tomorrow, March 1st. In it, you will find information that can help assist you in your career path. We have so many resources. And to all of you in the audience, we just appreciate you being here today and helping us celebrate Black history. Something that I just want to leave to you is that you just always have to remember that we are standing on the shoulders of giants. And it's very important for you to leave your mark. It's important for you to accomplish your dreams. It's important for you to leave that legacy because somebody's watching. You never know who it is, but somebody is actually watching, and you can make an impact on somebody's life. Here in the library, we have so many resources to help you, but we want you to continue on your journey. If there's something that you want to do, the time is now to do it. Leave your mark, and remember that history is often being made. The list of first Blacks is there, and you need to add your name to it.